The Mid-South cotton crop is late this year primarily due to weather problems at planting. While it might be tempting to continue watering the late crop, that may not be advisable. Dr. Bill Robertson, Extension Specialist, Cotton, University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture, explains why in this interview in late August.
It's already late. All you got to do is flip a switch and water it one more time to try to give you a little bit of peace of mind that you did everything you could to set those later bowls. That's a perfectly reasonable mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's already out there. You want to try to get as big a yield as you can, so you just flip that switch on and water it one more time. Well, a lot of times, I don't have any data on this, but when we look at it and we see how it does compared to some of the other fields, that one last watering a lot of times doesn't make us any additional cotton. But what it does do, it costs us some days getting a picker in the field because we kind of give that plant second wind. And, I know we've talked about, grandbabies and want them to be tired at nap time so they can go to bed. And so when we get that plant second wind, well, it's not ready to defoliate. It's still wanting to grow. It's still happy. It wants to do its thing. It's not ready for a nap. It's not ready for harvest days. And so it costs us some days to get picker in the field. So a lot of times that last, the additional irrigation beyond what we really need, a lot of times it doesn't get us any extra yield and it costs us days. And so we got to look at our crop and try not to be tempted to put that extra water on at the end of the year because it's way too easy. All you got to do is flip a switch. We look at notes above white flower, and in Arkansas, because of the limitations we have with our sit loam soils and all that, note above white flower 5 for us is a good time to say that our crop is cut out. And when we say that it's cut out, on the day that it's cut out, those white flowers that are out there on that day, those first position white flowers, represent that last group of flowers that are going to make bowls that are going to contribute significantly to yield and profit. So we're going to have other bowls come on after that, but it takes way more white flowers to end up with bowls to make a pound of cotton after that. And then those bowls are going to be smaller and they're going to be less quality and all that. So when we say the field is in Arkansas that we've reached cut out or note above white flower 5, that I think of that as those are going to be our last money bowls. And so we keep track of heat units on that, when to get out of plant bug sprays, 250 heat units beyond that point in time. And the fields are clean, then plant bugs are not an issue after that. And 350 for worms and 450 for stink bugs and 600 heat units for defoliators. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, irrigation's not as straightforward. I've seen fields where we have really good water infiltration down to 2 and 3 foot. We have a really deep root system and all that. In a field like that, we could terminate irrigation at 350 to 400 heat units and not hurt yield. But with our poor water infiltration and shallow roots, a lot of times we end up terminating irrigation somewhere between 500 and 550. I have water cotton at 600 heat units, but I don't think it really helps me on yield. But most of our cotton is irrigation termination in a normal year is between 500 and 550. But this year, that's on some of our late planted field. That's going to put us closer to September. So we're going to have to kind of look at the weather and do some things, but just pushing it at the end of the season with irrigation, and a lot of times do more harm than good.